Hey, welcome and join your blended family on a fun Friday. We are here to present to you a fun thing to do on Friday.
No, you missed the opportunity to sing I Start Walking Your Way.
You start talking mine, we meet in the middle.
That old Georgia pine.
We gain a lot. Okay, y'all didn't sign up for that. I'm sorry
Yeah.
that you had to hear that. But yeah, so we're not talking about Georgia pines or anything like that today. Well, actually, we could be. If you're in Georgia, this is right up your alley. But we're presenting a walk and talk challenge today that can really help add a little flavor to the marriage.
And it's like at a perfect time because we're going into the fall season when it's not so hot, but yet it's not so cold wherever you're at. It's still hot here in Texas, but it's a much better time to take advantage of the weather.
Yeah, so if you, I'm telling you, this is going to be a great challenge that you're not going to want to miss. So stay tuned and we'll get you the deets.
All right. So Randall promised the deets.
We got the deets.
He promised the deets. So here it goes. So when you say challenge, some people...
Are you threatening me?
Yeah, they take it as like a negative thing or work. But really, it's just that thing to be intentional, which here at Enjoying Your Blended Family, we're all about intention, taking time aside to do something that's going to result in something better. So a walk and talk challenge.
Walk and talk challenge. Here it is, y'all.
And talk. Pretty much what it says. You're going to walk.
Can you pat your stomach and head at the same time? Can you do it?
I can actually rub my tongue. You said it wrong. You couldn't even say it.
Can you rub your stomach and pat your head at the same time?
Yeah.
The answer is no for me. I'm not even going to try because I know the answer. But I'm glad you can. That is a talent. Yeah. Maybe we'll get you signed up in a talent show one day and get you going there. But this is a walk and talk challenge. So what do we mean? Well, first thing, why walk in the first place?
Because walking is good for you.
That's good. You know, it is good for you. It's good. It's healthy.
Getting out in nature is good for you.
It really is. There's something within our psyche that nature is just hardwired in us. Most of us, you know, I'm sure there are some that are listening to this that have like super bad allergies and they're like, you don't know, you know, but for the majority, we need nature. You know, we need outside. And we're trapped inside most of the time. So this is a way for us to get outside. And this is just a fun, easy, cheap date that has powerful, let me say this again, powerful rewards.
Yeah, and really no one wants to really go walking by themselves. I don't know, maybe I do like to walk by myself sometimes to get out in nature.
Do, yeah, that's true.
But you have like a built-in partner in your house and you have your spouse there. Y'all can go on these walks together and utilize this time. Not only are you putting in some healthy practices, but it's giving you an opportunity, which we always like to talk about, that shoulder-to-shoulder conversation that you can have. So you're both walking. Sometimes we let our guard down when we're able to talk shoulder to shoulder.
Will you rub my shoulder, baby? A little shoulder to shoulder. There we go. And it just, I feel like talking to you, you know? I feel like opening up and let me share my heart. But no, there is something whenever we are, yeah, there is something whenever we're outside and just being together. You know, we always talk about date nights and how it's important at least once a week, even if it's 15 minutes, that you and your spouse have intentional time together. You've got to be able to connect. And as blended families, we need that togetherness. That helps keep us on the same page when we're parenting, just our schedules being crazy, blended family challenge, all that stuff come up. So us being able to connect is priority. It needs to be priority for us. We got to put it in the schedule. But what a fun way to spice things up a little bit than to go for a walk. I remember, we would do this a lot, especially, right after COVID had hit and that whole transition of us working in the house. And we would do that. We would use that as a transition period for us. between, the end of a work day to going into our evening hours, just to have a transition. So we'd get out, go together, and we'd walk around the block. And we started out doing it one time, and then we decided we need 2 laps because this is good.
Mm-hmm.
And that was something that we really looked forward to. It's, we would start wrapping things up. It's like, hey, you ready for a walk? And yeah, give me about 5 more minutes. Okay, cool. And then we'd go walk. And it was something that really, we enjoyed that. We enjoyed being able to get out and enjoy each other. And we made it a point to be positive. And that's one thing it's easy for us to always be negative.
Yeah.
Me, I'm a realist by nature, by personality. And it takes a lot for me to do gratitude and, look at the positives. So I have to train myself. I really have to work hard to really be able to turn myself around in my thinking. And whenever we would do this, it was helping me because we would focus on positive. It'd be like, okay, tell me something good about your day. And, she would tell me something good. And then I would have to answer the question. And so it starts getting you thinking on not all the bad things that went wrong, but what went right. And let's celebrate that. Yeah,
and not just in that moment, but when we knew that was coming, because we were going pretty much every day during the work week, it would have you thinking throughout the day, oh, this is going to be my win.
Yeah.
Oh, this one's going to be my win. So it begins to put that in your mindset. So you're looking for the good as well.
Yeah. And, and that's such a big thing, for any of us, just as a human being, is we got to focus more on the positive. We, firm believers in you find what you're looking for. And if I'm looking for positive things, I'm seeing more positive things in my life. If I'm looking for negative things, I'm constantly seeing more negative things. We can sit there and use the news, right? If I'm watching the news all the time, I'm going to think society is doomed. I'm going to think that, this world is ending. I'm going to, it's really, there's so much negative that's out there. And if that's all I'm ingesting, then that's what's coming out. Right. So it's I love in the Bible, some of the illustrations, the seeds, you can't get an orange from an apple seed or, stuff like that. It's like, what are you planting inside you? Because that's what's going to come out. So we have to look for more positive things to ingest, because there's plenty of negative things out there.
Yeah, even when one of us would start going negative, because, you wouldn't spend your entire walk saying these things. And so as we're walking, we may begin to talk about the negative things. And so the other one having to come back and they're like, oh, yeah, we're not being negative, though, or let's change the subject.
Hey, negative Nancy, what are you doing?
Poor Nancy. She gets such a bad rap there. But it's also
I've
a perfect time.
I've done a lot of cool Nancys, though.
That is true. Shout out to all you Nancys out there. But it's not even just the gratitude portion, but using this time to catch up with each other on the things that have been taking place in your day, things that went on with your kids, maybe that you haven't informed. Rendell and I have been like the world's worst at not communicating stuff that's going on with each other. I know just even this morning, like 3 seconds before I was supposed to go live on Prayers for a Mom, I stick my head out. Hey, Susan's going to bring her cats over. We're watching them all day. Gotta go.
Okay, that changes my whole morning ritual right there. So now I'm like, okay, I won't do this. I need to, so it is so important. And that's one of these silly things that, we bring up, but this can cause fights. We can see this as big fights in marriages, and like when you're not on the same page and each other gets thrown into things, it's easy to get offended, and it's easy to say, well, you're inconsiderate. Hey, Miss Inconsiderate.
You didn't even think about me in my morning.
Yeah, what about me? And, so it's easy for us to get into that mindset. So it's important for us to be able to take time. We really say daily, if you can take 10, 15 minutes a day and just check in with each other. We like to call it couch time. That was an old terminology we had heard a long time ago, but there's many different ways that you can do that. But it's really just, hey, how did today go? What does tomorrow look like? We're big advocates as well as trying to do like Saturday or Sunday planning for the week, to where you're looking at each other's calendars and saying, okay, this next week coming up, this is what we got. And whenever you can do that and catch the majority of it, now no one's getting caught by surprise. And then using things like this walk and stuff just to talk through there. Hey, remember this, remember that. And, oh, we got this coming up. Oh, yeah, that's right. But the more you can talk and communicate and stay on the same page, man, you really do eliminate a lot of the fussing and fighting that we can have in a marriage, which then spills over into our family and our kids and everything else, right? So we show up as better people, better parents, for our family whenever we do that. And this is just a great way to get outside and enjoy each other, enjoy outside, and just go for a walk.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that you work around your schedule. Like maybe, your spouse doesn't get off until a little later, as long as there's still light outside. I mean, you don't have to go drive to a park to do this or anything. It can be literally around your block. So, and we just started even to learn our neighbors by doing that, by circling the block and having conversations with each other. And it doesn't take a lot of time. It doesn't take any money for you to do it. And you're getting the positive benefit of the nature and the exercise and spending quality time. So it's really just a win-win all around. But we're going to take it just a little bit to the next level.
Tell them about the challenge, because we started this about a walk and talk challenge, and they're like, yo, I ain't been challenged yet.
Yeah, that was
what you talking about?
Sometimes taking walks around the block can be a little bit of
true.
a challenge.
Maybe
Here,
so.
pro tip, wear the right shoes.
Yeah.
I wear my flip-flops, and I will tell him, because my feet will be killing me afterwards, do not let me wear those flip-flops again. And then we'll go to head out, and he's like, you're not supposed to wear your flip-flops. And I'm like, don't tell me what to do.
So I'll be all right. I got it this time. Are you sure? Yeah, no, I'm fine. And then she comes back complaining. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, just figure that stuff out ahead of time. But first things first is leave your phone home or in your pocket. I mean, I guess if you're leaving your kids at home with the older kids, again, safety. Don't leave your toddler unattended at the house while you go for a walk.
If you got a 1 or 2 year old, don't go for a walk around the block.
They may need to be in the stroller.
You may not need to accept this challenge at this time.
Yes, I mean, if they're little enough and y'all aren't talking about like things that are, that they shouldn't be hearing about, maybe put them in the stroller.
And that is a cool thing, because even here in our neighborhood, I've seen that. I've seen a family out with their, toddler in a stroller, and they're just going out for their walks. So
and even some of we're saying this as a date and a couple thing and a challenge, but even having your kids, if they're on their bike or their scooter or something and they're up ahead of you, it's still giving you that opportunity to communicate with each other during this time while your kids are getting their exercise and getting to be outside. The kids want to ride their bike around the block, and you don't always want to let them go. This builds in that time.
So the challenge is...
Hang on, we'll be right back.
It's time to have some more blended family fun. Yeah, are you ready?
What was that?
I've been really working on this song. What do you think?
Sure. It's great, babe.
Well, it goes along with how to enjoy your blended family. The 5 dates to discover fun in your step family, the greatest thing since sliced bread for blended families.
Okay, I get it now. I feel your excitement, but why don't you tell them about it instead of singing it to them?
Wow, okay, shut me down. Why don't you? All right, let me try. When you have more fun together, you see less blended family drama. But we can get so caught up in life and problems that we miss out on really enjoying our family. So we'll walk you through 5 dates where you'll discover more fun your family loves and have a great plan to keep it going. How's that?
Pretty good. Short and sweet. I know that got them way more excited about all the fun possibilities they can experience with their family than your song did.
What? Seriously?
Well, you could have also told them that it not only creates more fun in their whole family doing this, but it also adds more fun in their marriage and gives them new ways to connect with their kids individually. It's also great for building that step-parent relationship. You could have said all that too.
I don't think you really appreciated all the work that I put in on that song.
Anyways, How to Enjoy Your Blended Family, 5 Dates to Discover Fun in Your Step Family is available for you today. Discover more fun and you'll see less problems. The link to get started is in the show notes of this episode.
Have more fun with your blended family and go on these 5 dates today. You'll be so glad you did. Yeah, yeah.
Really? You had to go there again. Let's get back to this episode.
1 month. For 1 month. This is the challenge. This is getting good here. 1 month.
Yeah.
1 time a week. You're taking 15 minutes with your spouse and walking around the block. Walking around your neighborhood, or maybe you're going to a local park and walking around a trail or something of that nature. But for 1 month, 4 weeks, so this 4 times, 1 time a week, 15 minutes, you're doing this challenge. Now we're going to give some guidelines. Okay, y'all ready for this? We got some guidelines.
I'll share the guidelines.
Oh, you want to share the guidelines?
Yeah.
You want to give the guidelines? You're doing the guidelines?
The
What?
talking.
You're doing okay. You throw down on the guidelines.
The things they're going to talk
They're
about.
ready for the challenge guidelines.
If we're talking about the talking points that they're going to have in their guidelines.
Yeah, that's the guidelines.
Okay, because you're starting to scare me with all of that. So the first thing you're going to do while you're, and again, y'all are sharing, going back and forth with this conversation, but the first thing you're going to do is you're going to share a personal win for yourself. And man, for some reason, this is a challenge. Like, not your win with the kids, not your win at work. This is you personal, something that you wanted to achieve that week or you did well. Maybe it's just a way that, something you were going to do, like a workout, or that you were going to do, like, personally, you wanted to read a book, or, just something personal that you were going to do that week, and now you have achieved it.
Yeah, don't tell your spouse, I can't tell you that. It's personal. This is the time that you share the personal thing with your spouse.
And, it starts getting you thinking of, like, personal for yourself. Like, what is this thing that you're going to try to achieve? Something self-care for you for this next week, and then holding you accountable by sharing it the following week. So that's number one.
Number one guideline.
You go back for you share yours, he shares his, or, if you're the other person talking.
Vice versa.
And then the second one is a work win. Something you did in your career or as your job, whatever you want to call it, that you were successful at. A good thing. Because we can come home and complain about our job a lot
something good.
too. We want to, tell something good that happened at work. Something you achieved, something you experienced, why you do what you do, a moment that you captured this week. So sharing something about your work. Then the third thing is...
Thrice.
The third thing is you're going to share something about either your marriage or your something family related, a win that y'all had. So it could be something with you and your spouse, or you and your child, or your stepchild, some win, or as a whole, maybe.
Yeah. Maybe y'all had like a family outing or something. Just, I don't know. It could be many things. But yeah, so that's it. That's the guidelines. The guidelines. So you're going to share something personal. You're going to share something work-related and something family-related, all wins. And you're going back and forth. You're doing that within y'all's 15-minute walk once a week for 4 weeks. Challenge. Do you accept? Do you accept this challenge?
You can accept it or not, but we say yes.
We say do it.
You do want to accept it.
You should do it.
Now, I do want to share just a side note from this challenge, this walk challenge. Something that we saw in Adventure Challenge, where they take it to the next level. An Adventure Challenge is just a scratch-off book that has all these dates inside of it, and you don't know what they are. You just know kind of like what the theme or the category or how long it's going to take, how much money. You scratch it off, and it tells you something to do.
It keeps it fun and exciting.
Yes, and this one takes this walking date and makes it just a little bit more complicated. So maybe 1 out of these 4 you try this, but you're supposed to hold hands for 15 minutes with each other while you're walking. No talking.
Hold the hands, no talking.
No talking. So I know that can be really, really hard in itself.
How's it go? Holding the hands while walking, but doing no talking.
You come up with the weirdest
I
stuff.
like it rhymed. That was good.
That
was so
rhyme.
clever.
In fact, it did rhyme.
I'm patting myself on the back mentally right now. Well, thank you.
I'll pat
Thank
you.
Appreciate
So
that.
then the second part of that is you are going to like a park or something where there is a playground, and you're going to find a swing set. Something that one of you can be swinging, the other one is pushing. And whoever is doing the pushing, they're talking. And the one that is swinging, they're only listening. So the person that's pushing has to do the talking, and then y'all are going to switch. So y'all are going to do that for another 15 minutes. And then on your way home, you're going to talk about how weird the silence was. Maybe not weird. Maybe it wasn't weird for you. Maybe you enjoyed the silence. But talk about how it felt to just be in silence.
So that is a longer date challenge. So that one did come from Adventure Challenge. So maybe you accept that one as well. Maybe you do a bonus date. So you take our challenge, our four a week, 1 month challenge. Let me say that right, so that's not complicated.
You make it so complicated.
Our 1 month challenge, but then you do a bonus week with the Adventure Challenge date. You go out and 15 minutes, no talking, but holding hands while walking. And then for another 15 minutes, finding a swing, taking turns. So that's like 7.5 minutes, clock it. And the one pushing does the talking, and the one swinging does the listening. So there you go. And then you talk about the awkwardness. Those are the challenges.
Well, there you go.
Do you
Simple.
accept the challenges? So we'll
Get
be
hard.
on social media talking about this and want to hear from you. If you're up for the challenge, message us, like some of our stuff, and be like, I'm in, and we want to see. And then, yeah, we'll check back in a month. We'd like to hear back from you and share your wins. Just what did that do for you?
Yeah.
What did that do for you personally? What did it do for your marriage? And I'm telling you, that's some good stuff whenever you do that.
And habits are created when you do these things over and over again. So you may find at the end of this challenge, you're like, we really like this.
Yeah.
And so you continue to go on walks. Maybe you start walking, during the work week every day after work is something y'all do as a couple or as a family before y'all sit down to eat dinner. So you get to make this whatever works for you. And I want you to know, buddy, you made it sound like we used to do this. The only reason we stopped is because it's hot in Texas and it was summer, and now the weather is cooling back down.
The weather has changed, so it is walking time. I'm getting my walking shoes, strapping on, and getting ready to burn some rubber around the block. It's going to be good.
All of those terminologies, when you say them, like my mind goes way south.
But you know what? Kind of like you were talking about habits as we're wrapping up, it is. We got to make these habits, but we want to start small. We don't want to go big because sometimes we set ourselves up for failure. So that's why it's once a week. Just shoot for once a week. Do once a week for 15 minutes and do that for 4 weeks. And you already start getting yourself into a pattern. And if you can do more, do more. But that's your goal, is just shooting for once a week. Put it on the calendar. Say, hey, honey, y'all both are looking at the calendar saying this is when we're going to do it. We accept the challenge, put it on the calendar, and then make it happen.
Make it happen.
Kind of like us, we really enjoyed it. And we didn't think much about it. We had heard about going out walking. We want to do something different. And it's just something we hadn't done together. And so, we said, yeah, let's go for a walk. And we really liked it. So we were walking at least, probably 3-4 times a week for sure. Just going out there, and it was just nice. It was calm, peaceful, and just got to enjoy spending time with my lady.
Oh, yeah, lady.
So listen, we love you guys. Hope you accept the challenge. Hope this is something new for you that you can do, and it's something out of the box. So boom, there it is. Yeah. All the good ingredients mixed into one. So there you go. Accept the challenge. We love you, and we will see you on the next episode. Bye, BB fam.
Hi, BB
fam.
Thanks for joining us today. We hope this episode has been a blessing and encouraged your family journey.
Make sure you stay connected with us and join our weekly Blended Family newsletter. We send an email out every Friday morning full of support and encouragement.
And when you join, we also want to give you a free gift. So go get yours today. The link is in the show notes below.
Have an amazing day. Remember to enjoy the journey with your blended family, and we'll see you on the next episode.